Mr. Speaker, I rise today to honor Emil Ogden of College Station, Texas, who passed away on July 25, 2017. Emil Ogden was born on September 15, 1927, in Blackwell, Oklahoma. He was raised by his loving mother, Mary Ogden, in Bowling Green, Missouri. Growing up during the worst of the Great Depression, Emil experienced poverty firsthand and lived in a one-room house. To provide for her son, Emil's mother worked as a maid at his grandfather's hotel for $2 a week. To help the family, Emil worked at any odd job he could find. During this time, an act of kindness from a member of the local Rotary Club would change his life. Emil was enamored with baseball and would often visit the local hardware store owned by Rotary Club member Ed Dunlap. Ed noticed that Emil loved baseball but could not afford the equipment. So he sent a bat, a glove, and a ball to Emil. The care that Ed and the Rotary members showed to Emil put his life on a better course. Emil valued their support, once stating, quote, I could have been very rebellious as a child. Things like poverty could make you grow up with some resentment. But all of a sudden, I had a whole town of surrogate fathers, and they cared about me. It motivated me to be a better example as a young man. The leaders of the community who we respected were all members of the Rotary, and I didn't want to disappoint them after they had taken an interest in me, unquote. In 1945, Emil joined the U.S. Army Air Corps and was assigned to the 503rd Army Air Forces Base Unit, better known as the Brass Hat Squadron. The Brass Hat Squadron was a group of esteemed Army pilots whose job was to fly high-profile persons around the world to significant events. Based out of Washington National Airport, the squadron flew senior government officials, including senators and congressmen and U.S. and foreign dignitaries and military leaders, among others. Personally, Emil flew dignitaries to events such as the Nuremberg war trials, the atomic bomb test on Bikini Atoll, and the national independence celebrations in the Philippines. Due to his service in the military, Emil had visited more than 30 countries before his 20th birthday. In 1947, Emil married his high school sweetheart and the love of his life, Clementine Lindemann. Clementine was the center of Emil's life for over 69 years. Her support and encouragement always kept Emil grounded. Their love and commitment to each other, their Catholic faith, and the values upon which they built their life endured until his death. Together they had 6 children whom they both loved dearly. At the time of his passing, their legacy included 22 grandchildren and 12 great-grandchildren. After his service in World War II, Emil went on to play professional baseball in the minor leagues, playing for both the Brooklyn Dodgers and the Baltimore Orioles organizations. His career lasted from 1949 to 1953. His baseball career took place in West Texas, first for the Midland Indians and then for the Odessa Oilers. During his playing days, Emil met several baseball legends, including Jackie Robinson. Emil's baseball career came to a close when Clementine gave him an ultimatum: either stay married or keep playing baseball. Emil was a wise man, and he chose to focus on marriage. Emil began college at Texas A&M University as part of the class of 1953. In the 1980s, he finished a degree in philosophy while he was in his 60s. On finishing his degree later in life, Emil said, quote, too many of us grow older and we sit back and say, well, I've lived my life. There's nothing else to do. I'll try to live on my past experiences and past knowledge and hope that I survive with some dignity. I think that person has already partially died, unquote. Emil's love for learning and his intellectual curiosity would continue through the end of his life. In 1953, Emil returned to Abilene, Texas to begin his career in the oil industry. While starting his career, he worked at odd jobs to help make ends meet for his growing family. One of those odd jobs was playing the trumpet in local dance bands on the weekends. In 1973, his independent oil and gas operations hit it big when the properties he was leasing dramatically increased in value, creating the nucleus of Emil's legacy of business successes. The oil and gas business eventually brought Emil back to College Station in 1979, where he would be instrumental in developing the successful Bryan Woodbine oil field in the 1980s. Passionate about educating youth, Emil helped found the Ogden Chaparral Entertainment Company, where he produced an educational television show, children's television show called Imagine Land in the 1990s. The first show aired on KAMU TV in the Brazos Valley and was eventually shown at stations all across the United States. Even with all of his business accomplishments, Emil will best be remembered for his philanthropic efforts in the Brazos Valley. His upbringing in poverty and the struggles during his early life were something Emil never forgot, and it made him empathize with those in need. He served on the board of directors for the local Boys and Girls Club, in multiple positions in the Knights of Columbus, as chairman of the Arrow Moon District of the Boy Scouts of America, and was also a member of the Bryan Rotary Club. A lifelong conservative, Emil also gave to many conservative causes, including donating the seed money to the 40 Days for Life campaign, which began in Bryan College Station and which advocates for pro-life causes around the world today. He also sponsored 3 Habitat for Humanity homes, saying that it was, quote, my way of giving thanks, unquote. Mr. Speaker, Emil Ogden worked tirelessly for the Brazos Valley. He is loved in Bryan College Station and certainly left an enduring impression on our community. He will be forever remembered as a great philanthropist, a humanitarian, a businessman, a husband, a father, a grandfather, a great-grandfather, a pro-life champion, and a friend. My wife Gina and I offer our deepest and heartfelt condolences to the Ogden family. We also lift up the family and friends of Emil Ogden in our prayers. I have requested that the United States flag be flown over the nation's capital today to honor the life and legacy of Emil Ogden. As I close today, I urge all Americans to continue praying for our country during these difficult times, for our military men and women who protect us from external threats, and for our first responders who protect us from threats here at home.